Hi everyone, this is the third video about the website, the ALTAIR website. This I'm hoping is going to be the version 1 website. I think I've got to the stage now where the development is good enough to call it version 1, and I won't have to change it hopefully in the short term, and then we can decide on the new features we want to have in version 2. But the main topic I'm going to talk about now is the whole subject about the observations. And obviously you've realized that that's been under development for quite a while, and really my main thrust of development at the moment has been, or just recently until now, has been the processing of the observations so that you can download the full photometric spec file that describes the observation in all its glory. And we've been discussing that, as you know, over the email back and forth for quite a few weeks, or a few days at least. And so now I believe I've got a version that is at least representing that specification. But anyway, I'll carry on, and if there are tweaks we need to do, then that's fine, but the infrastructure is now in place. So then, looking at the subject of observations, the process is now that you prepare a file which is a comma separated text file with the various core bits of data, and I will explain about that file. And once you've got that file ready, after you've done your processing of your particular run on a star, you prepare this text file. It should be possible to produce it as like an output from your current spreadsheets that you're using, which are probably already more comprehensive than this, and get that core data out that we need to upload. So firstly, let's have a look at the observations. So as you can see, there is an observations link on the toolbar. This is one way of looking at observations. If you click that, this shows you a full list of all the observations, no matter what star the observation is about. As you can see, there's a mixture of stars here, and this table is ordered by the most recent observation to have been done and uploaded. So you can see it's quite recently, just a few days old, RZ Tauri, so this this is descending date here, and you'll notice at the bottom there are the pagination buttons, so you can click on page. There's 5 pages at the moment: page 2, page 3, etc. Go back to page 1, and so this is how you look at your observations. And if you want to actually look in detail at an observation, you click the view link on the observation you want. So let's have a look at John's recent HL Aurigae observation. So I click that, and it spins about for a bit. It's doing quite a lot of calculations, and it's getting ready to present the details of this observation that has already been uploaded. And as you can see, this is the full thing. It tells you quite clearly who did it and on what date and what star it was, what observatory was used, and I'll come to this stuff in a minute about the files. It repeats the file header information that has been uploaded, and it then does various calculations that are useful, such as the actual UTC of start and end times that come from the file, information about the altitudes of things like the altitude of the star at the start and the end of the run, the age of the moon, how bright, the percent illuminated of the moon, the distance in degrees to the moon, and all that kind of stuff. And then it shows you the light curve. So here's the light curve of the star on its own, and here's the light curve of the star now with the stars that John used. He used a check star and 3 ref stars, and here they are all plotted. And obviously this hasn't got a minimum, so you wouldn't run the Qui van Woerden here, but that is still there as it was in the version I showed you. So I'll come back to that. So that's how you find an observation and view it. And the other way is to, if you're interested in a particular star and all of the observations that have been made for that star, then the best thing to do is to go in and say, okay, let's have a look at HS2231. I'm interested in that, so I'm clicking on the star and I'm being shown the information about the star. I covered all this in the last video where we're looking at the properties of the star and the various predictions, and we covered all this, the observing plans, the web links, and the reference stars. And here is a button saying observations of whatever the star is. So this is a way of clicking this, and it takes you to the observation screen, and it pre-filters the list. So as you can see, we've only got 3 observations stored in the whole database for this star at the moment. So that's one way of doing it. If you want then to go and look at another star, you can search from here to look at that star. You can go back to all stars, which gives you the same view as if you had clicked from observations. Okay, so that's the way that you view the observations in a list, that you search for them and you view an individual observation. So I'd like to introduce the file in a bit more detail, the upload file. So let me just show you how you actually add a new observation into the system in the first place with a file that I've already prepared. So I've prepared a file for the HS2231 star in Pegasus, and I took a few days ago, and so I'll click add new observation. Now you'll notice at the very top you can download the file specification, which is a document, a Word document. I'm not going to do that just at the moment. I'm just going to go through the flow, but that will give you the full specification of the file. I am also hoping to make a documents section on the toolbar where we have all these documents in a central place. But anyway, the star that I want to upload for is HS2231. And the observatory, you have to select 2 things about the observation. In this case, it was my observatory in Selsey, and I don't know, some comments. Can't remember what it was, to be honest, but I just put that in for the moment. And then you choose the file that you have prepared to the specification of the upload spec. So you click on choose file. It's actually this file here. And if I just quickly open it up with Notepad++, this is the file I'm about to upload, and this is the specification that we've been discussing. It's a header, a comma separated header with various properties. Again, I'm not going to go into them all at the moment, and then followed by the actual table of values, the various Julian dates, the magnitudes, the full width half maximum values, the background ADU values, the check stars, and the various reference stars. Okay, so that's the file I'm going to upload. So I will select that file, and it puts it here as selected. Okay, sorry, do that again. And select it. And once you've selected all these 4 things, 3 things: the star, the observatory, comments, and the file, then you're ready to submit. So once you've submitted that, it now crunches, uploads, checks that the file is a good file, and it says your new observation has been created. And it was the 12th of the 4th. It's actually this one here now. So if I click view, it will go into all those details. It will add all of the calculations that have been now made on top of the core data that was uploaded. Okay, so it looks exactly like the observation that we looked at from John's one, except for it's different data, obviously. So here we have the light curve. Here we have the light curve with the reference stars and the check star. And now we have a minimum. We could, I guess, we could still run a KVW, and away you go. It just thinks about it, calculates it, downloads it again, and now we've got a new KVW calculated at that magnitude I selected, 14.3, and the red line is where the minimum has been calculated. So that's all working. So now we can have a look at this section here, where you have 2 links. The actual uploaded data file. So this here, if I click on this, it will download into my download at the bottom left there. It will download the CSV file that I actually uploaded, and if I open it up, It's a CSV file and it opens up into my OpenOffice, which is the equivalent I've got for Excel, and it shows me the raw uploaded file that I actually uploaded in the first place. But now the full data file, this is the one now that I've been working on, where it has added all the extra calculated header values, altitudes, etc., and various columns. So I've clicked on that, and I'm going to open that up again with OpenOffice, and it now shows me the full specification of the output file. So you'll notice here that there's a lot more values. There's the calculated header items, the original uploaded header items, and the actual data table here, as you can see, the whole thing. So the first few columns are the original uploaded columns, and then when we get to the end of those, we start seeing calculated columns. So here's the BJD, here's the TDB, here's BTD minus TDB, here's the actual UTC value, which of course wasn't uploaded, just the Julian dates were uploaded, so all these things were calculated from all the other parameters. I've added the altitude and the air mass for each observation, and then at the very bottom there are two rows, one for averages, so all of the numeric columns have been averaged, and the standard deviations calculated as well for the various numeric columns. Obviously it doesn't do it for things with strings, but it does do it for the ones. I have left out some that don't make sense. It didn't seem much sense to have the average altitude. I suppose it could actually, I might add that, and the average air mass. Or standard deviation on those. I didn't think they were very useful, but maybe I'll just add those in quickly. As I look at this, I think to myself, maybe I should have done this or should have done that, but there we go. So that is it. Please bear in mind that this file is a CSV file. It is not a native XLS file, for Excel. Now, it is possible to in Python for me to generate real Excel files, and with more than one sheet, a proper workbook, and in fact maybe the next thing that we improve the site will be, the next improvement maybe in version 2 will be that I will actually add the code to generate a proper Excel spreadsheet, not just a comma separated file that opens up in Excel, which is what we're looking at here. And if we do that, we can actually have the header on one sheet and the tables on another sheet, and we can put formulae in and stuff like that. So that would be a natural improvement, but I think you'll agree that you could take this and you could save it as an Excel spreadsheet. You could do any kind of calculation on it because it would be a full spreadsheet with figures, and you could do whatever you wanted on this effective spreadsheet here. So that's it. So that's how you view observations, either from the global list or from each star, how you upload, and what I haven't gone through is I haven't gone through every field and column that you have to put into the upload file, but I'm going to be distributing a Word document with that full specification so that you guys know how to generate one of these upload files, and then your observations could go up into the database like this. Okay, so that's it. I think I'll leave the video there, and I think that's probably the last video we need to make at the moment for version 1 of the website. Okay, so thanks for listening. Bye bye.